Did okay, and then okay. Welcome back, sir.
God bless you, ma. Good
Yeah.
morning, ma.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Yes, I know we started very late today because of the connectivity. All our speakers, there's been a lot of problem with our connectivity today, but we will continue to rise above every challenges in this platform today. So the next speaker will be Ambassador Pastor Awodiran Olushola, and he will be sharing with us on how to He'll be sharing with us on how to bring awareness and eradicate bullying, occultism, abuse, and rape in school. Amazing topic. Let's move forward. So, Pastor Awodiran Olushola was called into full-time ministry. He left Yaba Tech as a pensioner even at a younger age, but still worked in great places like Lagos State Government Fashola, NIPCOP, Safeway Shipping Company, Music Studio before returning to ministry full-time. He obtained HND in accounting from Yaba Tech. Ambassador Pastor Olushola Olanrewaju Awodiran is currently a pastor in one of the branches of INRI, Evangelical Spiritual Church, Ayombo Branch, Lagos. He is the Vice Chancellor of Pray Nigeria Mission, Ejibo, Lagos. He is a prolific writer, an apostle by calling and an accountant by profession. Is happily married with wonderful children. So allow us now to quickly call on call on Pastor Ambassador Awodiran to share his thoughts with us. Thank you. Before then, let me welcome Dr. Morgan. Thank you so much for really trying your best since morning to contact us. And I want to believe that immediately Pastor Awodiran finishes, we are going to call on you. I can see big brother, Doctor. I know he will be upset with me to call him big brother, but he's doing greater works more than me.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, good. So let us listen to Pastor Ambassador Awodiran first, and then we'll get back to you, sir. All right, Pastor Awodiran.
Thank you very much, ma. God bless you real good. I'm always privileged to be here, and thank God, even crossing a lot of hurdles to get here on time. Thank you very much, ma. The topic here this morning is how to bring awareness and eradicate bullying, occultism, abuse, and rape in schools. Actually, when I saw the topic, it stirred my spirit up because it's something I've gone through in life. Let me start by a story. When I was in secondary school, I formed a kind of a group. They call the group OBB, Operation Bully the Bullies, because it's something I hate so much. Not just that people would try to bully me, but I discovered people were also bullying others. So I did as much as possible to make sure we stop that act. How do we stop the act? We bully them back. We beat them up. We deal with them. We report them. We even had to go into training how to box, how to be a good fighter, to make sure that we curb their powers in our time in the secondary school. But I thank God today, the Bible makes it very clear that our weapon of warfare is not carnal. So we are on spiritual level now and still suppressing the spiritual bullies in every area of life. Amen. This topic at hand is a topic I will also want to seek the favor of our mentor man, that other teachers, teachers also should also be part of, or to explore, to also teach us, because it's not something one can just take and just say, okay, we've gotten it all, because it's a very wide and a very sensitive teaching. So we want to look into this very, very well so that we can get the best in our schools. To bring awareness and eradicate bullying, courtesan, abuse, and rape in schools and in the society, we need to consider the following strategies. We have to go through some strategies. It's not just something we can just keep like that. There is a way we can go about it. Number one is educate students and staffs through workshops, seminars on the effects of bullying, courtesan, abuse, and rape. The four, bullying, courtesan, abuse, and rape, they go together. Because if you are a bully, definitely you must be a court member, because the bullies don't work alone. So automatically they are a court member. Another thing is that they abuse people and they further go on to rape innocent girls. So they go together. So we must educate the students, the staffs, through workshops, seminars on the effects of bullying, courtesan, abuse, and rape. Educate students and staff through defining and explaining the different types of bullying that we have. Some people, they don't know what we call cyberbullying. That is bullying people online. They don't know what we call physical bullying, and they don't know what we call even verbal bullying. So we need to explain these things so that people can know on time, so that they can make a way of stopping that act, even in their own life and in the lives of others. So we need to actually define and explain the different types of bullying. Some students don't even know that ordinary abuse that they can accept, it can actually demoralize others. It can actually kill other spirit without even giving them the confidence to even face the larger crowd. So number one, as I said, is to educate students and staffs on the topic bullying, courtesan, abuse, and rape in schools. And also to enlighten people, because gone are those days that we have courtesan in higher institutions. Now we have courtesan in secondary schools, even in primary schools. Here in Nigeria now, we have courtesan in secondary school, primary school, and even in the higher institution. And now it has even gone beyond schools, and it has even moved to communities, that hereby people that have not even passed or crossed schools are also calling themselves courtists, and they are actually carrying out these activities unchecked. So number two is to create safe and supportive environment. I said number one is to educate students and staffs on the topic bullying, courtesan, abuse, and rape. Number two is to create safe and supportive environment. That is establishing a zero tolerance policy for bullying and abuse. There must be a zero tolerance. If they are tolerated, they will continue to do it. But like there was a time I was fortunate to be an accountant in the school then, and there was this area of students actually bullying other students. The principal then was so thorough that she had to expel those students that were caught in that act. Now the parents now came and they said it's a normal thing. They bully everywhere. Let the children or the students or the pupils that are being bullied, let them to man up or to or stand up for themselves. But thank God, the principal then did not accept. They had to expel those students from school because the parents did not know that this bullying, if once you even stand up against bullies, it can result to violence, it can result to death. So one has to be very, very careful about that. So there must be a zero tolerance policy for bullying and abuse. Number two is to encourage open communication and reporting. Open communication and reporting. A school that does not accept this will actually breed more egos in the life of bullies, in the lives of cultists, the abusers, and the rapists. So there must be a zero tolerance and there must be an open communication and reporting. If anything of such occurs or happens, there must be a channel whereby an office that the matter can be reported, and the matter being reported must be dealt with accordingly without any favoritism or allowing any form of indulgence. Now, another thing is that they must provide counseling services for victims and perpetrators. The one that is bullied needs help. The one that bullies also needs help. The two, there must be a counseling unit for them to go to. So I know that when I was in school then, we have a counseling department, we have the school counselor that we do go to. Even in our own days, we do report teachers because teachers too do bully students. Teachers too bully students. So we do report teachers, and thank God then our force was so strong that we can report teachers, we can report even our seniors, and nothing, and the case will be dealt with accordingly. And there's nothing they will be able to do against even with the reporters. So we must provide a counseling services for victims, because some victims that were victims of rape, bullying, and cultism, even till now, they've not gotten their stand in the society. They've not gotten their confidence even in the society. It has affected them psychologically and even mentally. So there must be counseling service for victims and perpetrators. The perpetrators may not actually or really know the effect or the damage of what they are carrying out. So they too need help. They need help in the sense that to even protect their own future as well. I said number one is educating students and staffs on bullying, cultism, abuse, and rape. Number two is to create safe and supportive environment. And the third one is promote empathy and inclusion. Promoting empathy and inclusion. This can be done through organizing events and campaigns that foster empathy and understanding. It can be done through films. We have several films of bullies, several films of cultists. We have several films of students engaging in rape and abuse, showing them the film, even having a seminar, something like that, that will expose the evil that is in this act. So they must organize events and campaigns, campaigning like having t-shirts, face cap, just to create an awareness against this evil act in schools. Another thing is to encourage diversity and inclusivity. Diversity and inclusivity. This one is very, very important and is very, very good because actually we do that a lot in Nigeria here. I know that one very well, whereby we have cultural groups, Because when we are talking about bullies, a Muslim can bully a Christian can bully a Muslim, even the traditional ones can bully the two other religions. But through this what's it called? Uh, sorry, through diversity and inclusivity, it can actually be tackled. It can actually be tackled because eradicating bullying, cultism, and abuse rate in schools, it requires comprehensive and ongoing effort from students, staffs, and parents. So diversity, our culture varies, where we have people racist, where we have racist, age, ethnicity, and even abilities. Even some students, when doing well, the students that are not doing well will be bullying them, abusing them. Even students that are doing well will also be abusing or bullying the students that are not doing well. So it's a cross-section problem. So there must be what we call diversity and inclusivity so that everyone can mix together so we can establish the act of love among every student, irrespective of tribe, religion, or ethnicity, or even sexual, have what we call sexual orientation. Male at times will bully the female, at times even the female will be the one bullying the males. So it's a cross problem in schools. So the inclusivity part is the practice of creating an environment where all individuals are valued. Everyone must be valued. No teacher or student should talk down on other students or other pupils. Everyone must be valued, everyone must be respected. And in so doing, will have power over the problem of cultism, rape, abuse, and bullying. Number 4 is engaging parents and community. Engaging parents and community. Like we said, that charity begins at home. So also we must say problems begin at home. Yeah, it's true. Problem begins at home. Most of these things are as a kind of a foundation being built from their homes. Probably the way their father talks to their mom, or the way their mom talks to their fathers, or how they relate with one another at home. They now use this aggressiveness to react even outside. So we need to actually engage the parents and even the community. We need to engage them. There's a saying that the way we dress will determine how we will be addressed. Some of these girls, they will move out of their homes almost naked. Some parents will see them and they will hail them instead of rebuking them. Some students are wise. When they leave home, they move out, they leave home as a saint. But the moment they get out, they go to friend's house, they change to something else, becoming something that their parents does not even know. Even some parents will still be vouching for their students, for their children, not knowing that their children are actually something else outside their home. They will be forming holy in the house, but outside they are actually something else. So parents and communities must be involved. They must be engaged in creating this awareness against bullying, cultism, rape, and abuse. Parents must be involved in awareness programs and workshops as well. That is sharing some experiences. In fact, sharing some sad experiences. They should also have a kind of a seminar where parents will come and they'll share stories And through that stories, a lot of things, a lot of revelations will come to the students that will make them to even change their mind and continue in that evil society. I've heard about a story in a university. The man killed somebody. He had become born again. He had graduated. He had become born again. After many years, he had also become a pastor. But unfortunately for him, one of the members of the group, he killed them, saw him like over 20 years, went into his house, killed every member of his family in his presence, and also killed him too. So things like that must be exposed so that they can know that whatever they do now can still get back at them even in the future. It can still get back at them even in the future. So parents must be involved, parents and the community. The community must be involved as well, because we have a lot of these court members even in the community now, polluting students. Maybe when they were going to school, or maybe when they were coming back, they will cross them on the road and begin to challenge them, begin to send them ungodly messages. Let me buy cigarette, let me buy alcohol. These are ways in which they lure these innocent students into all this evil. Into all this evil. And some girls as well. Even it's not only girls they used to rape. They used to rape men too. Boys too. They used to rape boys too. Probably they use money to lure them into an uncompleted building and they carry out this evil act. So if the community too is not involved, it will definitely kill the life of most of our students if care is not taken. So the parents and the community must be engaged in creating this awareness. To collaborate with local organizations and authorities to address these issues as well. Police, even the local vigilantes must also be involved so that whenever they want to carry this act out, they must be stopped. That's number 4. Number 5 is to implement evidence-based programs. Evidence-based programs. That is using proven programs that address bullying, courtesy, abuse, and rape, like the one I said before, like films, and bringing victims of this act to seminars to come and share their experience, their side experience with people. So implementing evidence-based programs, that is to monitor and evaluate programs effectively. Aside from showing films, aside from having seminars, aside from having a workshop or seminars on this, there must be what we call monitoring. There must be monitoring. There must be what we call follow-up. We don't just do that and leave it as if that is the end. So there must be follow-up. We must monitor the students. Any student that has been caught in the act must, after being reported, must be followed up to make sure, one, that they don't get involved in this matter again, and two, to make sure that they change for a better life. And even those students that have been victims whose dignity had been killed, they must also follow them up to make sure that they can have confidence or boldness to stand in the community again. Number 6, to support victims and survivors. This is also very, very important. To support victims and survivors. There are some victims that did not survive this. There are some victims that did not survive it. I've heard about cases of a girl, a case of a girl that was raped. And she kept it as a secret because of shame that she was raped. Not because she was threatened that if you do it, we will kill you. If you do it, we'll do this. But she kept it as a secret because of shame. And despite the fact that she kept it as a secret, the same group of boys that committed that act began to make jest of her. Even in the public, some people got to know about it as a rumor, but nothing was done about the act. Nothing was done to those people, to the perpetrators. And the girl herself was not caught up because they said she did not come forward. And it got to a point that the girl could not take it anymore. She took her life. She took her life. So there's need for us to support victims and survivors. It is very, very important because of the trauma, so that they can get over it, so that they can overcome whatever that is coming from it. So we have to provide resources and support victims and survivors. We have to ensure confidentiality and anonymity. Very, very important, because their dignity has been taken away from them. They need to be encouraged so that they can still stand up against such act. There's a lady, she's a professor in America now, Ellen Paul. She was giving birth to true rape. She was giving birth to true rape. True rape. They raped the mother and they gave birth to her. And now she has formed an organization whereby she speaks against this act. Because then the mother wanted, when the mother got pregnant, the mother actually wanted to terminate the pregnancy. The mother wanted to terminate the pregnancy, which is also another evil act on it. But what happened? She was encouraged. She fought through the whole storm, and she came out better. She delivered the baby, and today she's a professor in America. A professor in America. Even before she became a professor, she has become a very successful woman in the society. So we need to ensure confidentiality and anonymity. Another thing is that number 7 is to hold perpetrators accountable. This is very, very important, because if this act is not dealt with accordingly, they will continue to do it. That is why the area of courtesan bullying has escalated to this very point in time. That is why it has actually gotten to a level that is even out of hand. Even the school organizations are even finding it very difficult to actually deal with this act, because they don't want to lose students. They don't want the name of their school to be soiled. So a lot of cases have been buried. A lot of cases have been buried. About last year or so, a student was bullied, and the student died in the course of bullying him. The boy reported. The school did not do anything. And the boy even mentioned the names of the perpetrators. They arrested them. At the end of the day, the police came up with a story that it was a natural death, that it has nothing to do with bullying. Meanwhile, we all knew it was a case of bullying, because the boy do complain. She used to tell them at home, she used to tell them in school, and nothing was actually done to that situation until they killed him. And after they even killed the boy, they released the perpetrators with the claim that it was the boy did not die through the act of being bullied. So perpetrators must be held accountable. The law must be enforced on them. The law must be enforced on them. So we must enforce consequences for bullying, for courtesan, abuse, and rape. There must be consequences. Though we have in Nigeria now, we have what we call correctional centers. whereby people that commit such act are being taken to being counseled, disciplined, and nurtured to come out as a repentant person. So we must enforce, we must hold perpetrators accountable. Another thing is that we must encourage restorative justice practices, not just throwing them in prison, not just dealing with them. We must restore their what's it called? Their mental health. We must restore their mental health. So number 8, let me quickly go back. I said number 1 is to educate students and staffs through workshops and seminars. I said number 2 is to create safe and supportive environment. Number 3 is to promote empathy and inclusion. Number 4 is to engage parents and the community. Number 5 is to implement evidence-based programs. Number 6 is to support victims and survivors. Number 7 is to hold the perpetrators accountable. And number 8 is to encourage students' participation. Creating awareness against bullying, cultism, rape, and abuse shouldn't be the work or the duty or the responsibility of the school organization alone. It shouldn't be of that of the parents alone. It shouldn't be of the community alone. The students also must be involved. The students also must be involved. They must establish a student-led clubs and organizations that promote positivity and inclusivity. So the students must be involved. Even if a student does not have the mind of going to teachers, there should be other students he can go to confide in as well. So there must be a club whereby this issue can be addressed, so that this issue can be salvaged. So we must encourage students participate in creating awareness campaign against cultism, bullying, rape, and abuse. Students must be involved. Like I was sharing the first story, I said we actually did that OBB as a form of self-defense, but that is not actually allowed. That is not actually allowed. We took it up in the wrong way then, but we can take it up with our voice. We can start to become an activist even from the days of our secondary school, so that this issue can actually be dealt with effectively. We discovered that even some teachers, even in schools, teachers, lecturers are the brain even behind some of this cultism, brain behind even some of these students bullying others, even rape. A lecturer who who gives mark for sex is a rapist. So these are the things that actually has to be dealt with accordingly, and students must be involved in this campaign against this evil act. Number 9 is to provide alternative discipline method. To provide alternative discipline method. You know, in those days, some students, even when we were young, if we do something wrong, there is something we used to say: it will not pass beating. I say, whatever I do now, you beat me. After beating me, maybe I will go. So we should also find an alternative, because some students are also so stubborn that they don't even mind the consequences of their evil act. Some will even tell you that going to prison or going to any correctional center is not a big thing. It's a place they go, they enjoy. Even in correctional centers, courtesy, bullying, rape, and even abuse are even being promoted there. Are even being promoted. So we must provide also alternative discipline method, like offering alternative discipline method that focus on rehabilitation rather than punishment. Rehabilitation rather than punishment. This is very, very important. And also, the area of prayer cannot be put aside in this act. We can as well pray. Parents can pray for their children in the act. Even the school can organize prayers against such evil acts, because it's actually the activities of the devil to kill, to steal, and to destroy these young people. Number 10 is continuous monitoring and evaluation. Continuous monitoring and evaluation. Regularly assess the effectiveness of awareness and prevention efforts. We must continue to look into it, to monitor and to evaluate it. Is it working? Is it helping? Has it stopped? Or is it being promoted, or have they taken it to another level? So these things, the monitoring and the evaluation must be done on regular basis. Another thing is that making necessary adjustments to programs and policies, still on continuous monitoring and evaluation. We must make necessary adjustments to programs and policies. Some policies must be adjusted in school so that, like the policy, if you commit this offense, this is what will be done to you. You'll be expelled from school. So with that act, one will be, even the school will be able to defend it, that it is already part of the school policy, that anyone that is found wanting in this act will be expelled. So these policies must also be adjusted. Maybe a stronger policy can come up so that it will help the students to desist from this evil act. And finally, I want to talk about running background checks and mental checks. Some students actually has the foundation from their home, and it has affected them psychologically. It has even become a mental issue, and they have become a serial rapist, a serial bully. So once mental checks come, or background checks are done, even before admitting students into schools, and one discovered that this student was expelled from one school, a student that was expelled from one school should not gain admission into your own school. A student whose parents are actually the ones constituting nuisance even in the community must be properly checked to know if those students will not come into the school and begin to carry out this impact. It was discovered that most of the students that are in courtism in school, they are being sponsored by their parents or their mentors outside the school. So there must be a mental check-up and background checks to see to it that one is not bringing in a monster, to say, into the school system, whereby they will come in and begin to pollute the lives of other students. This is very, very important. And that will come to the end of the teaching, but I'll quickly pick it up one after again. How to bring awareness and eradicate bullying, courtesy, and rape in schools. I said number one is to educate students and staff through workshops and seminars. Number two, and another thing is to define and explain the different types of bullying we have. We have cyber bullying, we have physical bullying, and we have verbal bullying, which is abuse. Number two is creating safe and supportive environment and establishing a zero tolerance policy against this evil act. Number three is to promote empathy and inclusion, that is organizing events and campaigns that foster empathy and understanding, showing films and encouraging diversity and inclusivity, bringing all ethnics, all races, all religion together to be in one accord. Number four is to engage parents and the community. Number five is to implement evidence-based programs using proven programs that address bullying, courtesy, abuse, and rape. Number six is to support the victims and survivors, which is very, very important so that they can have a stand in the future. Number seven is to hold the perpetrators accountable. They must be held accountable for their act. They must know that every act must comes with consequences. It comes with punishment. And number eight is to encourage students' participation, to establish a led club and organization that promotes positivity and inclusivity. Number nine is to provide alternative discipline method. Everything is not beating and beating and beating. There are other ways one can go about correcting this issue. Number 10 is to continuous monitoring and evaluation, regularly assessing the effect of the school policies to make sure whether it is working or not working. And number 10, there must be what we call running a background checks on or mental checkup on students even before bringing them into schools. Thank you very much, man. God bless you.
Wow. Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting. And I want to say thank you so much for sharing this, because it's so worrying now that this kind of abuse and bullying and even the occultism is really rising. And that is why we, as a leader, we need to start talking about it and still keep bringing ideas of how we can eradicate it in our schools, because that is where they start all this. Even the parents might not even know, because some of them are in boarding house. So some of the students, some of the parents might not know what is going on in the school, because sometimes they might not see them for 1 month or 2 months or so, and they are involving in all this kind of thing in school until when they come home that we can discuss, we can notice or recognize what is going on. And very, very important that the earlier the better we start talking about it and campaigning about it. And I've heard 1 or 2 organizations already doing that in Nigeria, and also in UK here as well. I believe that the same thing will happen in America and other countries. So we just have to keep adding more ideas and keep standing and working towards the goals, which is very, very important, because we believe that we work together, like you said. It's not only the work of the parents, it's not the work of the teachers, not only for the government, not only for the students, but when we collaborate together to work together, we can achieve that goal and we can eradicate those antisocial behavior. So thank you so much for really, really going in depth to share with us this morning or this afternoon, or this morning. So we really appreciate you. Dr. Samina is in the building, and Honorable David is also working behind the scene, and she is still here. And I want to appreciate our wonderful ambassador, Rita Ilori. She's also working at the same time commenting on our Facebook platform. Amazing, amazing work that she's doing over there. And we want to appreciate you all. Thank you so much for joining us today. The next speaker is, this connection is really, I mean, he started connecting since 9 o'clock, but the connection is really bad today in their area. But I believe you will join back together, join back again. Also, Coach MJ Dolan is from America, also would like to join us very soon so that he can also share with us. But while we are waiting for both of them, I'm still waiting for Dr. Samina. Where's Dr. Stephen? He's teaching us today, but we haven't seen him at all. Probably he's very busy at work today.
Yeah, he's about to come.
Oh, okay, he about
He,
to come. Okay.
oh,
And Professor Charles Oswell, that's meant to speak today, was called on emergency meeting. So he might join us today or he might join us tomorrow. So we are doing very well. Dr. Samina, you want to quickly comment on what Pastor Awodiro has shared with us, because I know you joined during the time of his teaching. You want to say something, ma'am? Dr. Samina.
I want to appreciate him for the wonderful presentation. And he's saying that making continuous policies and strong policies for these issues. And we should, parents and organizations and schools and government, everyone take action against such issues. Cyber bully, physical bully, bully in the school. Most of the students are very in a bad situation. They are physical, mental issues, trauma. So physical issues and for the treatment, psychology issues, there should be treatment of the students, and need to engage parents, community, and they need to take action against such issues. It is very important, and we should give support to the victim.
Support.
Victim who are very in a traumatic situation must accountable for such actions. The people who do such action, they should be accountable and need serious punishment. And it is the work together. We should work together, collaborate, and take part in such bad crimes, so that we can prevent our society from such issues. So it was a wonderful message. God bless Pastor, and give him more courage, more wisdom to prepare such presentations. Thank you so much.
Wow, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for this wonderful time. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Dr. Samina. We really appreciate your time. I'm still waiting for MJ Coach to quickly come and share with us for 10 to 20 minutes before we call on Dr. Stephen, because he's been on and on. I mean, the connection today has been a challenge.